You take over 20,000 breaths every single day, 99% of them completely on autopilot. But what if the very way you're breathing right now is subtly blocking your clarity, your calm, even your sense of control over your own reality? In this video, I'll reveal 5 simple yet profound adjustments to your breath, ancient secrets adapted for today, capable of unlocking immediate shifts in your mental, emotional, and energetic state. Feeling rushed? Mind racing? Carrying the weight of the world? There is a master key you already possess. Are you truly using the most fundamental power you have? Think about those moments. The mind that refuses to quiet down as you try to sleep, the tension tightening your shoulders in traffic, that feeling of running on empty halfway through the day. These aren't just random feelings. They're often directly linked to the shallow, unconscious way we breathe when we're stressed or distracted. Your breath is far more than just a mechanical function. It's the invisible anchor, the living bridge connecting your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, to the world around you. It's the most direct way to communicate with your own nervous system, a subtle remote control for your state of being. Ancient wisdom traditions spoke of this connection through the concept of prana. Think of prana not merely as air, but as the vital life force, the subtle energy that animates all things, including you. It's like the invisible electricity powering your existence. When you breathe consciously, you're not just taking in oxygen, you are actively drawing in and directing this vital energy. You become a conscious participant in your own aliveness. And here lies a simple, profound paradox. We often ignore our most immediate and powerful tool for managing our inner state precisely because it operates automatically. It's like possessing a superpower but forgetting how to activate it, simply because it's always on in the background. We leave its immense potential untapped, defaulting to old patterns of reaction. So the central question becomes this: how can we transform this automatic, life-sustaining function into a conscious, deliberate tool? How can we learn to use our breath right here and now to shift our inner reality almost instantly? Let's explore that together. Let's call our first technique the clear mind breath. This is for those moments when your thoughts feel scattered, like leaves caught in the wind, when focus seems impossible, and a kind of mental fog descends. Why does this happen? Often, when the mind is agitated, our breath becomes naturally shallow and irregular. This simple breathing technique works by directly soothing your nervous system. Imagine it gently signaling to your brain that it's safe to slow down, helping to balance the mind's activity and bring your awareness firmly into the present moment. It's like allowing the agitated waters of a pond to settle, so you can finally see clearly to the bottom. Think of your mind like a radio slightly off station, filled with static and competing noises. This conscious breath acts like turning the tuning dial slowly and deliberately. You're not forcing the static away, but simply adjusting the frequency until a clear signal emerges, the signal of your own focused presence. Let's try this together for just 60 seconds. Find a comfortable seated position, allowing your spine to be upright but not stiff. Relax your shoulders. You can gently close your eyes if that feels right for you. Now simply bring your attention to your breath. We'll try a simple rhythm. Inhale gently through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale slowly through your nose for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue this gentle rhythm on your own for a few more cycles. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Feel the air moving in, and feel it releasing out. Notice the natural pause at the end of the exhale. Just observe the sensation of breathing. Now, gently release the counting and return to your natural breath. Just notice. Did you perceive even a small shift? Perhaps a brief moment of quiet between thoughts? A slightly sharper sense of focus? Even a fraction of a second more silence is significant. That tiny shift is the doorway. It's the beginning of reclaiming your clarity, breath by conscious breath. Now let's explore what we can call the emotional release breath. This is for when you feel heavy, burdened, carrying unspoken frustrations or anxieties that seem lodged deep within your body, perhaps as tension in your jaw, shoulders, or chest. Why does breath help here? Unprocessed emotions don't just vanish. They often translate into physical tension and energetic knots within us. Your breath is a powerful, dynamic tool to gently loosen and move this stagnant energy. Think about a natural sigh. It's your body's instinctive way to release built-up tension. We can harness this innate wisdom consciously. Another gentle approach, a soft ujjayi breath, creates a subtle vibration in the throat that can be incredibly soothing and releasing. Imagine your inner emotional landscape like a pressure cooker. Daily stresses and unresolved feelings can build up the internal pressure. This conscious breath acts like gently opening the release valve, allowing the excess steam, the tension, the frustration, the worry, to dissipate safely and softly before it feels overwhelming. Let's experience this together for just 1 minute. Again, find a comfortable position. Allow yourself to soften. We'll try the conscious sigh first. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, really filling your lungs without straining. Now exhale fully through your mouth with an audible, gentle sigh. Let the shoulders drop as you exhale. Let go of any holding. Let's do that again. Deep breath in through the nose, and a full releasing sigh out through the mouth. One more time, really letting go on the exhale. Inhale, and sigh it out. Pause briefly. Now, simply return to your natural breath for a moment. Place a hand gently on your chest or belly if you like. Feel the rhythm. How does that feel? Notice if there's even a subtle shift. Perhaps a little more lightness in your chest? A sense of space opening up in your shoulders or jaw? Recognizing these small shifts is key. You're learning the language of release, spoken through your own breath. Our third technique is designed to combat that familiar slump, the dip in energy often felt midday when vitality fades and procrastination calls. Let's call it the rapid energizing breath. How does it work? This practice acts like a quick, natural fuel pump for your system, rapidly increasing the flow of prana and oxygen throughout your body. Think of it as a clean, organic energy shot, directly accessible through your own breath. Now it's important to approach this technique with awareness. It is more active than the previous ones. Always listen to your body. Start gently, never force it. And if you have certain conditions like high blood pressure, glaucoma, epilepsy, or are pregnant, it's best to skip this particular practice or consult with a knowledgeable practitioner first. The aim is revitalization, not strain. Imagine a small glowing ember deep within your core. This breath is like using gentle, rhythmic bellows to fan that ember into a warm, vibrant flame, quickly bringing light and heat, a surge of natural energy, to your entire being. Ready to try a very short, controlled round? Sit comfortably upright. We'll do just 2 brief cycles. The focus is on a slightly forceful, short exhalation through the nose, allowing the inhalation to happen passively and naturally afterward. Let's begin. Take a normal breath in and out. Now start with about 15 to 20 short, sharp exhales through the nose, pulling the lower belly in slightly with each puff out. Let the inhale happen automatically between exhales, like this. Keep it rhythmic and light. And after the last puff, exhale completely, then take a normal, relaxed breath in. Hold it gently for just a moment if comfortable, and then exhale slowly. Now just breathe normally for a few moments. Notice the sensations. Let's try one more brief round. Prepare and begin. Exhale fully. Take a normal breath in. Perhaps hold gently and release slowly. Return to your natural breathing. What do you notice now? A sense of warmth, perhaps? A subtle vibration or tingling? A feeling of being more awake, more alert? Even a small spark is potent. Remember, with this practice, starting small and listening to your body is always the wisest path. Now, we turn to a breath for those moments when anxiety feels sharp, when stress threatens to overwhelm, or when you simply need to find your center amidst the chaos of life. Let's call this the deep, calm breath. Why is this so effective? This type of breathing acts quickly to dial down your body's fight or flight response, the sympathetic nervous system, and gently activate the rest and digest state, your parasympathetic nervous system. Certain techniques achieve this through soothing vibrations, like the humming bee breath, known as Brahmari. Others, like the structured box breathing we'll try, use rhythm to give the busy mind an inescapable calming focus point, effectively silencing the internal noise for a while. Imagine yourself in a small boat on a choppy sea. Thoughts and emotions are the waves tossing you about. This breath is like dropping a heavy anchor. It doesn't necessarily stop the waves immediately, but it holds your boat steady. It provides a point of profound stability, allowing you to ride out the turbulence from a place of groundedness. Let's find a quiet space for just 2 minutes to experience this anchor. Sit comfortably, letting your body settle. We'll practice box breathing. It involves 4 equal parts. We'll use a count of 4 for each part, but feel free to adjust this count later if needed. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. First, exhale completely. Now inhale gently through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold the breath gently at the top without tension for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale slowly and smoothly through your nose for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold the breath gently out at the bottom for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one cycle. Let's continue together. Inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Keep this gentle, even rhythm going on your own now. Focus completely on the count, on the sensation of the breath moving in, pausing, moving out, pausing. Like tracing the sides of a square with your awareness. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. When you feel ready, gently release the counting and allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Keep your eyes closed for another moment. Notice the shift. Where do you feel this emerging calm in your body? Perhaps in your chest, your belly, your hands. Can you sense that quiet space within you? Acknowledge that this place of stillness is always accessible. You just practiced finding the key. Can you recall this feeling, this anchor, the next time the waves get high? Our final technique is designed to help you tune into that subtle inner guidance system, the quiet voice of intuition that often gets drowned out by the demands of daily life. Let's call this the inner wisdom breath. This is for times of indecision, when you're seeking clarity from within, or simply wish to feel more connected to your own deeper knowing. Why does breath assist with intuition? True intuitive insights tend to arise not from mental effort, but from a state of calm presence and receptivity. Having used the previous breaths to clear mental clutter, release emotional weight, energize your system, and find stillness, you've prepared the ground. This final breath helps create the optimal conditions for those subtle signals to be perceived. Techniques like Sitali, the cooling breath, can refresh the mind, creating clarity. Alternatively, focusing gently on the heart space, often considered the seat of emotional intelligence and intuitive wisdom, fosters a sense of openness and connection. Think of your intuition like a very soft whisper. In a noisy room filled with shouting voices, our busy thoughts, fears, and external demands, that whisper is impossible to hear. This breath practice is like intentionally lowering the volume of the room, creating the quiet, receptive space needed to finally discern that gentle, guiding voice within. Let's dedicate just 1 or 2 minutes to cultivating this subtle connection. Find your comfortable seat once more. Allow your body to be relaxed but alert. We'll practice a gentle, heart-centered breath. You can place one or both hands gently over the center of your chest, over your heart space if that feels supportive. Close your eyes or soften your gaze downwards. Bring your awareness to the area beneath your hands. Simply notice your natural breath flowing in and out. Now imagine you could breathe directly into and out from this heart space. With each gentle inhale, feel or imagine warmth and spaciousness expanding in your chest. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, any need to figure things out. Just breathe softly, centering your awareness in your heart. Don't strive for anything. Don't search for answers. Simply create a welcoming space. Be open. Be present. Be receptive to whatever subtle feelings, sensations, or quiet knowing might arise in the stillness. Now slowly bring your awareness back to the room. Keep that sense of inner connection for a moment. What did you notice? Perhaps just a feeling of warmth or openness or peace? Maybe a subtle image or feeling surfaced? Or perhaps simply a deeper quiet? Don't judge the experience. Cultivating intuition isn't about forcing revelations. It's about consistently creating the space to listen. The practice itself is the path to deeper inner knowing. So, we've journeyed through 5 distinct doorways opened by the breath. The doorway to clarity, cutting through mental fog. The doorway to release, lightening emotional burdens. The doorway to energy, rekindling our vital force. The doorway to calm, anchoring us in chaos. And the doorway to intuition, connecting us to inner wisdom. But here lies the core revelation, the simple truth often missed in the search for complex solutions. The real secret isn't hidden within intricate techniques or requires years of dedicated practice to access its power. The secret is recognizing the power you already wield, moment by moment. These 5 breaths are not magic spells. They are simply conscious ways to direct the fundamental life energy, the prana, that is already flowing through you with every single inhalation and exhalation. The profound reality shift we speak of isn't necessarily about instantly changing the external circumstances of your life, although that can follow. The immediate radical shift happens within you. It's about transforming your internal landscape, your perception, your energy levels, your emotional responses, right here, right now. And when your inner world changes, your experience of the outer world inevitably changes with it. You break free from reacting on autopilot, caught in old patterns of stress, frustration, or fatigue. This is the essence of true empowerment. You don't have to wait for external conditions to improve, to feel better, to feel clearer, to feel more centered. You possess, within your very own being, activated by the simple act of conscious breathing, the master key. The key to choosing how you feel, how you perceive, how you respond to whatever life presents. This ability to consciously shift your inner state, regardless of outer circumstances, that is genuine freedom. That is reclaiming your innate power. Now, exploring 5 powerful breathing techniques at once might feel like a lot to remember, and that's perfectly understandable. The goal isn't to perfectly master all 5 overnight. So the invitation for you starting today is incredibly simple. Choose one of these 2 paths. Option 1. Pick just one of the 5 breaths we practiced. The one that resonated most deeply with you. The one where you felt the clearest shift. Commit to using just that single technique for only 1 or 2 minutes whenever you feel the need arises. Perhaps when stress peaks, energy dips, or your mind feels scattered. Just one technique, applied consciously when needed. Option 2, perhaps even simpler. Just aim to bring awareness to your breath a few times throughout your day. Set a gentle reminder if needed. When you notice it, simply ask yourself, how am I breathing right now? Then consciously take 3 slow, deep breaths. Feel your belly gently expand as you inhale and soften as you exhale. That's it. 3 conscious breaths. Remember, lasting transformation rarely comes from grand, complex gestures done occasionally. It arises from small, simple actions practiced consistently. Every single time you choose to breathe consciously, even for a moment, it's a small victory. It's an act of gently reclaiming your inner power, reinforcing your ability to choose your state. Recall the feeling, the clarity, the calm, the release, the energy, or the intuitive connection that you touched upon during our practice. That state isn't far away. It's accessible again and again, anchored by the simple, profound power of your own conscious breath. One conscious breath at a time builds the bridge to a more centered, vibrant experience of life. Your breath, as we've explored, is your constant anchor, your readily available source of energy, your immediate tool for inner transformation. Remember to use it consciously. There's wisdom echoed through ages, perhaps best captured in the thought. Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Your conscious breath is that space. So, consider this as you move forward. What small situation today might invite you to consciously pause, take a breath, and choose your response from that space of awareness? If this exploration brought you any value, please show your support with a like, subscribe to Mystic Sages if you haven't already, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss our ongoing journey into ancient wisdom and modern insights for conscious living. And we'd love to learn from your experience. Share in the comments below. Which of the 5 breaths are you most inspired to try first? Or perhaps tell us about a time you've already used your breath to shift your state. Your insights enrich our shared exploration. Breathe well.